Surprising verdict out of Statesville.
Well, last night, a federal jury rejected one family's claim that their mom was used as a pawn in a high-stakes bet on the length of her life. Well, investors were accused of targeting Ann Rink, a 74-year-old grandmother, and scamming her into purchasing a $1.5 million life insurance policy. But the jury was not convinced that any crime had occurred. Our chief legal correspondent, Seema Iyer, was the only reporter in the courtroom for the trial.
Seema, you know there are several different types of life insurance policies out there, but can you first describe what this particular policy was and how it worked?
Okay, and I just want to say that when we say crime, we're using a little tongue-in-cheek because this was a civil federal lawsuit, so it's a little different. But this type of loan, so it was a life insurance policy that in fact acted almost like a loan, and it was for 2 years. It was between 2006 and 2008 that this policy was in effect. It was for $1.5 million. Now, what the plaintiffs were trying to say, this is the lawyers that represented Ann Rink, they were saying, oh, they enticed her with no premiums. But on the other hand, they said, well, wait a minute, there was this very high interest rate of 17%. So that was really the crux of the loan of itself, the insurance policy that they were trying to entice her with. But let's talk about a little more about what the defense side said, and that was that no, she had options. This wasn't just some little old lady all by herself, right? There were options. She could have paid off the premiums that she didn't have to, in fact, pay initially to get back the loan as that investment, or you just surrender the loan altogether, or you sell it. Now, there's a few more important factors that I want to talk about, and that is, which is what the defense really honed in on, is that she didn't do this all alone. Her family was very much involved. Her husband was a beneficiary on this. And in fact, the insurance agent had sold 2 prior life insurance policies to Ann Rink, and I think other members of the family. So the insurance agent, what he did was he went to Michael Rink, and this is the executor and the son, who is a CPA. So this is not an unsophisticated person, right? He had his own business for a long time. Very, very sharp guy. The insurance agent went to Michael Rink and said, hey, I've got this deal, this great deal, you know, but he didn't say it for his parents. He was telling Michael Rink for Michael Rink's CPA clients. Michael Rink, the son, decided, well, wait a minute, you've got this great life insurance policy, this deal, no premiums, maybe I should take it to my parents. So Michael Rink took it to his parents, and the entire family was involved. And what we saw in court during this trial was a stack of legal documents that were also shown to a lawyer.
Okay, so let's talk about Michael Rink there, because he was the star witness. Was it something that he did or didn't do to be able to hurt this case?
That is what I can't stop thinking about. Now, the first thing I do want to address, and this is really important, and that is the burden of proof. This is not a criminal case, like I said, so it's not beyond a reasonable doubt. This is what we call preponderance of the evidence, which is 51%. So in English, that means you are more likely than not, shall we say, to believe one side or the other. So it's a very low burden. The other issue, and that's Michael Rink leaving court with one of his lawyers. Michael Rink came across to me not as a grieving son. And again, his mom died a while ago. I mean, you know, and he's stoic and he's well-spoken and smart, but there was almost a antiseptic demeanor to him. It was very cut and dry. I think as a juror, I want to see emotion. I want to see that, oh, my mom was swindled. I want to see something more in there. And I didn't really get it from Michael Rink. And maybe the jury felt the same way. It was just very cut and dry. And Michael Rink did make it clear that he was trying to sell this as an asset, or that the family thought, okay, at the end of that time period. Now, also really important for everyone to remember, this policy was in effect between 2006 and 2008. What happened in 2008? The bubble burst, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Right. So that is what there's also a lot of chatter about, is that when Michael Rink said, let's sell this, or maybe they thought about selling it, they couldn't get sellers. And what he originally thought was that, okay, so Michael Rink thought they would get at as much as $300,000 for this policy. I know there's a lot. And one more thing I have to tell you is that the defense attorney, even though he's been living in Manhattan for 30 years, he is from North Carolina. All the other lawyers were East Coast guys, and you could tell the jury
plays
really,
well in the courtroom.
It
You know that,
does.
yeah.
I do. I would be like my cousin Vinny here. Are you kidding me? That's why you guys don't let me try cases.
Well, yeah, of course. You know, I got life insurance. A lot of people have life insurance, like yourself here. What are the takeaways from this trial about how we protect ourselves going forward?
Okay, I think the number one takeaway is that even if you consult your family, even if you have people to talk to, have a lawyer look at this, and a lawyer did look at this, which I think also influenced the jury. So you have a lawyer look at this, you look through all the paperwork, you check the market value of your life insurance policy, because if you do perhaps want to sell it at some point, then find out how much it's worth, because the Rinks thought it was going to get a lot more. And I just want to read a statement that the defense attorney gave me. I did try to get comment from both sides. Plaintiffs had nothing to say. Most respectfully, there is a chance that the plaintiffs could appeal this. That's just my opinion. And the defense attorney, Mr. Rousseau, said, when you have evidence that the family were willing participants, I don't think a jury is going to conclude a wager by third parties. Remember, that was the allegation, this high stakes betting game. But there was more than that. And I was wrong. I went into this thinking something totally different.
Wow. And it also depends on what kind of life insurance you have, whether it's a term policy, you know, what kind of policy you have.
Yeah, now you guys have to get on me to get life insurance, because I don't have it, and now I need to get it.
Well, you're just going to get a bunch of calls coming your way.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to me later.